Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Highbury Standard, where we finally have some actual transfer news to discuss regarding Arsenal Football Club. And of course, the biggest news is that we have signed Charles Tzolis, the 24-year-old Greek left winger, for Club Brugge for about £40 million. And I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about the player. I don't watch, the Belgian Pro League in my spare time. But what I do know is that we have been linked to him for a very long time, and it's refreshing to see that a young attacking talent that Arsenal is interested is actually able to come to the carpet. I've seen us linked to Danny Olmo, Dominic Szoboszlai, Arda Huller, Vlahovic, and many other players in the past, and we were never able to sign them. They either signed contract extensions with their football club because they wanted to continue their development, or they went somewhere else. And it's just very, very nice to see that we're able to get a nice young attacking player, especially for a position that we've all wanted to see improvements on. And frankly, when you look at the price tag and the age of the player, it's a shrewd investment. I think why they're going to get an incredible, attacking talent, and we're all going to look back on and say, "Wow, I can't believe we only got him for 40 million." He's either going to play at par, and if he doesn't end up being that great, usually young attacking players have such a big resale value that we can recover a lot of that initial investment. So no matter which way you look at it, it's good business, and I'm very happy to see that. In the opposite direction, though, we sold Leandro Trossard to Besiktas for 20 million, which I honestly think is a good fee considering the fact that I think he's turning 32 this year, and it's a player that we want to see the back of. But what really shocked me was the way that this fan base was moving regarding Leandro Trossard. The way that people are speaking about him is kind of crazy. People are throwing words around like club legend, cult hero, streets will never forget, and I mean, I've seen videos coming out where people are thanking him for his service, like if he was a Royal Marine who gave his life on the line of duty. It's just guys, let's relax. Leandro Trossard was a squad player. That's what he was. Oh, but he scored so many clutch goals for us, and he had so many clutch moments off the bench. What do you mean? Okay, yeah, and what did they lead to? We've won one major title in the last 6 years. That was the Premier League. That goal against West Ham was the highlight of his Arsenal career. But all those other clutch goals that he scored coming off the bench because we couldn't break down a relegated, side. If ultimately we didn't end up winning anything, did that goal really freaking matter? It didn't. Because the reality of Leandro Trossard at Arsenal was that he was a player that would score a goal off the bench, and when we would then give him the starting role, he would never take it by the scruff of the neck. He's been here for what, 4 or 5 years? And he's never been able to nail himself down as a clear starter in that left wing position. He's never been able to do it because he's never been good enough. That's the reality. He has been a part of the ever persistent problem that we've had at Arsenal now for years. And a few goals coming off the bench when you're facing tired legs and you're chasing the game is not enough for me to call you a club legend. I'm sorry. Let's be real. And if you think that's ruthless or unfair, I'll remind you that there's a little club in Spain called Real Madrid. I don't know if you've heard of them before, but those guys have whistled and booed the likes of Mbappe, Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, Sergio Ramos, players that shouldn't even be put in the same sentence as Leandro Trossard and are some of the greatest players to have ever played this game. And their fan base will whistle at them and boo them and will want to push them out of the club when their performances dip. So don't come at me for saying that Leandro Trossard is nothing but a squad player at Arsenal Football Club, because that's what he was. Let's raise our standards a little bit, please, as a football club. I beg you, as a fan base, let's please raise our standards. Okay? In other news, we signed Tzolis Meslier, a goalkeeper who, of course, made a name for himself at Leeds United when Bielsa signed him so that he can play, out from the back. A goalkeeper that's pretty decent with his feet, and so obviously that'll fit our style of play. But ultimately, what we need in that position is just someone who doesn't do anything silly. And Kepa, unfortunately, has done way too many silly things for us to be trusted, especially if something were to ever happen to Raya from an injury point of view. But that now makes this the eighth goalkeeping signing that Mikel Arteta has made since he took over the Arsenal job. He signed Ramsdale, Raya, Runnerson, Matt Ryan, Matt Turner, Neto, Kepa, and now Tzolis Meslier. He has had more goalkeeping signings than he's had attacking signings. And I mean, does it really surprise anyone that our attack has been lackluster for the last 2, 3 years? Doesn't surprise me. I mean, this guy's signed more goalkeepers than he has forwards, so make it make sense. And of course, something that I am struggling to make sense of is the very reputable rumors and links that we have been seeing to Bruno Guimarães. Now, listen, I think Bruno Guimarães is a great player. I think he is Premier League proven. I think he has incredible tenacity. I think he has good technical ability. I think he's really good defensively. He's a decent striker of the ball. I think he's a good player. But absolutely nobody at this football club, and I do mean no one, nobody at this football club, after watching us lose to PSG in the Champions League final with 25% possession, nobody said, you know what we need? A defensive midfielder. That's what's going to solve our problems. We need a defensive midfielder. No one said that. Nobody said that. Because what this midfield has been lacking is creativity. There's no creativity from midfield. We have no creative player. We have no creative outlet. We have nobody that's picking out a pass. We have no goals from midfield. We have a forward line that is stagnant, that lacks fluidity. So we've all been crying for creativity, attacking talent, goals. What we need is creativity, not another defensive midfielder. If we were to sign Bruno Guimarães, that would be the most stagnant, stiff midfield of all time. And frankly, I wouldn't care if you told me that we'd had, incredibly dynamic wingers who have 1v1 capabilities, and we had overlapping fullbacks like a Hakimi or Nuno Mendes who were going on the overlap and whipping in balls and gave us attack on the wings, and our midfield were the workhorses. If that was the case, then welcome to the carpet, Bruno Guimarães. Please come to the Arsenal. Well, we don't play that way. We have center backs operating as fullbacks, and those guys shield the back line. Those are the ones that give, therefore, the midfield and the attacking talent the platform to attack. So why are we a team that is just filled of defensive midfielders? Norgard is defensive. Luis Skelly is defensive. Zubimendi is a defensive midfielder. Rice is more defensive. The only real attacking midfielders that we have are Martin Odegaard, who everybody says that he's not good enough, and he hasn't been for a very long time. Eberechi Eze, who's more of an attacking final moments player than he is like an actual central midfielder, right? And Mikel Merino, who many people don't even like him in the 8, they like him more as a striker. So why are we linked to Bruno Guimarães? Can anybody make sense of this? And it's not like he's available for £30 million. He's being quoted at 70 to 100 million. If you're going to sign a player for that price, you start him. So what? We're going to start with Guimarães in the 6, Declan Rice in the 8, alongside Odegaard. We know that's not good enough. Alongside Skelly, we know that's not good enough. Where's the creativity in the midfield? How does anybody make sense of this signing? I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I swear, if somebody tells me, oh, you don't understand, Declan Rice has back problems. We need depth. Yeah, you don't need £100 million worth of depth in a single position. Okay, you can sign a player for 20, 25 million. But are you seriously going to tell me that the likes of Zubimendi, Odegaard, and Luis Skelly, or Zubimendi, Odegaard, and Mikel Merino, that shouldn't be good enough to at least, be able to deal with the Premier League for the first month or 2 months while Declan Rice gets back to full fitness? Are you going to tell me there's no other midfield signing out there that can actually give us some creativity in the middle of the park to improve us? Are you seriously going to tell me that Bruno Guimarães, a center defensive midfielder, is who we need to sign for £100 million because Declan Rice has a sore back? Is that seriously what you're going to tell me? How can anybody make sense of this signing? How can anybody be excited about this signing? Nobody after that Champions League final said we need a center defensive midfielder. And here's Mikel Arteta wanting to cough up £100 million to bring one that's turning 29 in November. Once again, man, this guy is incapable of building a squad. More defensive signings, more defensive players, negative, defensive, cautious, boring, tedious, stiff, lack of creativity, lack of fluidity. I really hope that we don't sign him. Seriously, I seriously hope that we don't sign him, because if we do, if you can't tell, I'm going to be livid. Would love to get your thoughts on the Bruno Guimarães signing. I know he's a fantastic player, but is he really what we need? Please let me know. Is that really what we need at that price tag? Or do you think that we should spend those funds to address other positions or get a different profile of midfielder? Would love to know your thoughts. Let me know if you have any thoughts on the Charles Tzolis signing. Let me know if you think 20 million for Trossard was fair. Let me know if there's any key guys that you think we should be bringing in or you think we should be going after. Would love to get your thoughts below. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one.